Yay.
Okay, it's 1 o'clock. Thank you everyone for being here. And all these transmissions will also be posted on YouTube as well. So we're going to lead off in prayer on this beautiful Sunday. And so, dear brother, Father God, how grateful I am for this glorious day. Grateful for each and every individual that is gathered here to hear this transmission from my beautiful spirit guides, Mikael, Quick Joy, Matthew, and my spirit council. Grateful I am to be the transmitter of this glorious information to help humans in this process of life. Grateful am I to know for each and every individual listening to these words, whether in the so-called future or even now, that they are open and available to more good that they've ever experienced, created, or expressed before. Grateful am I to know and to accept this truth for all of them in this living moment, in this living now that exists beyond all creation. Grateful am I to speak these words and to bless and hold this glorious Mother Earth of ours, whom I love and we love so much. Blessing all sentient beings and anything that they're going through right now, that there is hope. There is the I am. There is the God and Goddess in this present moment for them. And may they have the insight, may they have the opening to know this truth. And so it is. Amen. All right, let's get started. Okay, first of all, love lines for this transmission. Please no interruptions during the transmission. This is a direct transmission from my spirit guide, Matthew. If you have any questions, please put them in the chat and I'll answer all of them after this transmission. If you missed the first transmission titled, Who Are You? It is on YouTube. We already have 565 views and 175 subscribers. Thank you very much for that. If you'd like to be informed of how to attend these transmissions live every other Sunday at 1 p.m. Pacific, please contact my publicist, Linda. Her email is publicist.drjoshua@gmail.com. And you can subscribe to my channel at Joshua33 on YouTube to get every transmission and hear them as much as you'd like. Today's transmission, I am, I want. In the last transmission titled, Who Are You? We talked about the importance of knowing who you are before you begin anything. Today we move from a leaf to Beth and begin our esoteric journey through love and law. In the Hebrew alphabet, Beth means house. It is one of the 7 double letters because it has both a hard and soft pronunciation. Every double letter in the Hebrew alphabet has an opposite because it's representing an aspect of life's perceived polarity. However, in every polarity, there is a circle of symbiosis. Therefore, the symbiotic relationship for Beth is life and death. The house then is the body temple for many reasons dating back to Egypt that would take another hour explaining. Beth is represented in the Tarot by the magician. It is represented in numerology as 1. It is the path between Kether to Banai, or crown to understanding in the tree of life. In looking at astrology, today's title would be Aries Taurus. I am, I have. But until you can have, you must know what you want. As Beth teaches us, before we can want, I must first build my house, my body temple. In the last transmission, we talked about who are you? Now that you know who you are, or are on the path of discovering through the four elements that we previously mentioned, I now build myself a house in the construct of my answer, I am. To build a home properly in relationship to esoteric spirituality, there are the four bodies or the four elements to consider. In the next four transmissions, we will be focusing on each body and element so that your house is strong by having the right foundation before declaring what you want. The four bodies and their corresponding elements are spiritual. Spiritual relates to the element of fire. In the tree of life, it is known as the crown. In numerology, it is 1. In astrology, it is Aries. Aries represents I am. In tarot, it is the magician. The second body, emotional. Emotional has the element of water. In the tree of life, it is known as foundation. In numerology, it is the 2. In astrology, it is Cancer, which represents I feel. In tarot, it is the high priestess. The mental body. The mental body corresponds with the element of air. In the tree of life, it is beauty. It is the numerology number of 3. In astrology, it is Gemini. Gemini represents I think. In tarot, it is the Empress. The physical element of earth. In the tree of life, it is the kingdom. It is represented as the numerology number 4. In astrology, it is Taurus. And in the tarot, it is represented as the Emperor. Normally in all my teachings, I first start with spiritual and the element of fire. But today I'm going to Malkuth, the kingdom, the earth, because today I want to address your home and money. I'm switching things up here because my intention in these transmissions is to give you real application that transforms your life in the root chakra. Whatever you believe is crap unless it actually affects your life for the better. The first principle of magical success in relationship to earth is divine order. When it comes to our earth, we must live our life as a ritual. According to Dr. Joe Futterman, there are 5 components to every ritual. Today, through the principle of divine order, we will focus on the first step of ritual. The first step of ritual is to set the environment. Everything in life is a ritual. Life's ritual is the law or math that creates the beauty of love or sound in its divine order. Nothing in the universe happens in chaos. From the ritualistic way that the planets revolve around the sun, to the ritualistic seasons transforming the synergistic frequency from which Earth evolves from life to life and death, and so on, all of life follows ritual and thus creates a cosmic dance of life, to quote Paul Foster Case. Many of my brothers and sisters step into ritual as their spiritual practice. They step into ritual to honor the cycles of the moon and other reasons. Yet until they live their life as a ritual, they are merely stepping in and out of the cosmic dance. If they choose to live their life as a ritual, then their celebrations of our beloved moon and other reasons to perform ritual would carry much more power. The intention for performing ritual would become realized because you are already in the dance, not just stepping in and out of it. It is essential for your house to be built properly and have a strong foundation for all of the prosperity that the universe can and will provide for you to be in rhythm with life through ritual. Nature comes from the word natural. Living in ritual is our natural way of being. It is how we become in alignment with nature and thus with our highest potential of the I am. This is the love aspect of creation. It is the true essence of the term be in the flow. It is the magic of the spiritual term surrender, which is so ignorantly used in our spiritual community. Without ritual, nothing you create will be in its highest potential because it will be separated from nature. Nature is life. It is the beingness of IHVH. The first step of ritual is to set the environment. To set the environment is to put everything that you have control over in divine order. Until this is done, any want of money or materialism cannot be fully realized in its highest potential. You first start with your home, setting all of your furniture in its divine place, then your closets, making sure your clothes are put properly in order, cleaning out closets if need be, then your refrigerator, cabinets, and anything else in your home. Then move on to your car, your workspace, and so on. Even if you have a storage unit, that must be put in divine order. All materialism is life. You have a relationship with everything you own. Your furniture is there to serve you. It comes from the mineral kingdom, of which as humans, we have dominion over. The mineral kingdom is not lower than us. It is us from the perspective of oneness. The mineral kingdom's purpose is to be our tools and to be in right relationship with it. We are to love it and respect it by taking time to put it in divine order. This is living in right relationship with everything we own. The magical power of this divine order in setting our environment is powerful. Our material tools live in a symbiotic relationship with us. We feed it energy, and the material world gives us energy, just like in any relationship. For the material world is alive. The same essence that is in us is in our couch, TV, and so on. The difference between human and a chair is only the molecular math structure from which oneness moves through. This is the wisdom behind feng shui. By doing this, you are bringing life to all that feeds you in the material world. However, Beth teaches that life and death is part of our house. Thus, part of divine order is also death. This you are to give away, sell, or throw away all materialism that no longer serves you. Do not hold on to something for tomorrow. Be present today. Transmute all material things that you do not need today in financial energy, i.e. money, or life energy, i.e. giving, so that your house is full of light. The more materialism, the heavier the energy around you. Materialism is a beautiful tool, but only if it serves you today. Everything else must be put to death, or i.e., released. This is a Buddhism fundamental principle of non-attachment. Too much excess could be a sign of pathology, or attachment of yesterday, or fear of tomorrow. An example of this is holding on too much of loved ones' things. Yes, have a few things, pictures, some memorabilia of those you have loved, but too much could be a sign that a part of you is still holding on to yesterday and not accepting what is today. Staying in the past prohibits you from moving on to the glorious infinite possibilities of today. Shed, let go. This is a teaching of the powerful third transformation card in the tarot called Death. Death is a beautiful thing when it comes to materialism. Holding on to materialism for tomorrow. I can't throw that away because when I move into my new home, I'll need it. Accept where you are today and know that where you are is perfect for your spiritual evolution. When you accept your reality of today, you are ready to expand into more. Until this acceptance is done, you are in resistance. This resistance will block you from what you want, creating more time for that which you proclaim to be yours to be experienced. Let go of tomorrow. Allow only what serves you today to fuel the expansion of your life. When I was a college football coach many moons ago, I would take a new job every 1 to 3 years. And when I moved to a new place, I would only take the things that would fit in my truck. And even though I had the means to take everything I owned, this gave me the practice of being unattached to materialism. The simple things I kept provided foundation and an energetic tie between yesterday and today. But by releasing my excess, I was symbolically emptying my cup for the universe to fill it back up in my new today. So in essence, when we talk about setting the environment, when we talk about Beth and building our house, when we talk about divine order, all of these first start with the home. The biggest relationship that we have energetically with the material world starts with our home. And so for these next 2 weeks, if it resonates with you, I invite you to spend the next 2 weeks putting everything that you have control over in divine order. By doing this, you will feel an energetic difference. You will feel a natural flow. You are taking the first step into living your life as a ritual. For as nature shows us and teaches us, the ritual never ends. The ritual never starts. It is the cosmic dance of life. And if we want to have everything that our heart desires, this first starts with Beth, our house. And this first starts with putting everything that we have control over in divine order. This sets the environment for the next step of the ritual life that we will talk about in further transmissions. And so our next transmission will be on Sunday, August 13th at 1 p.m. Pacific. We will focus on divine order and setting your environment with money as well as yourself. These transmissions are live, so they are subject to change. However, we will be spending the transmission in August on Beth, building your house, i.e. your body temple, so that when you proclaim what you want, it will come to you faster and you will have a strong foundation for it to live and thus stay. For there are more people that have achieved success and then lost it than there are those that have reached success and kept it. Through the teachings of Beth, you will know success and thrive in an ever-expanding arc of the realization and experience of your success. That is the purpose of these teachings, is to create the home, create the house that will not only lead you to having everything that your heart desires, but having it stay, because that is the key. And with that, we are complete. Feel free to ask any questions you guys have in chat, and I will go over it. We are moving into smaller nuggets so that we can focus on these essential steps. And divine order is so essential that we wanted to only talk about one aspect of divine order at a time. So today it is about our home and having and putting everything in divine order that we have control over. And then the next transmission, we will talk about divine order within yourself. And then we will talk about money. One of my favorite subjects. And if there are no questions, we'll go ahead and end it so you guys can have a beautiful Sunday. Where's the division between honoring familiar heritage and ancestral energies in the form of items? Ooh. Yeah, Marla, great question. To Sienna, the double letter meaning of Beth is life and death. Yeah, so Marla's question in terms of the division between honoring family heritages and ancestral energies in the form of items, ultimately, there is no like right or wrong way. It's about your energetic feeling tone. And so when we're talking about the aspect of death and divine order, it's not so much, to say, oh, you can only have 5 items with this category or that category. It's not like that. What it is you take inventory of everything in your home, and energetically you feel if that materialistic thing supports you, fuels you for your magic, for your I am, for your creative power. If it does fuel you, and maybe it's 30 different items, from your family heritage and so forth, great. As long as there's a connection there that fuels you in the now, then it is still alive for you today. If it doesn't, and you'll feel this, because we're in a relationship to everything in our home, when you look at it, when you touch it, you can feel if there is energetic power there. And if there's not, then it's time to release it. Or if the energetic connection is of the past, then you ask yourself, does holding on to this material thing that relates to the past, does it give me fuel for today? And if it doesn't, if it draws you more into the past, and then thus distracts you from what is happening today, it is time to release. And as we do this on a energetic frequency, everything that we release, we actually become lighter. Those that hold too much materialism, it'll actually weigh you down in the root chakra. It'll weigh you down in the lower three chakras of the first, second, and third. And some of that is necessary, but too much, then we actually become the moon side or the shadow side of the emperor. And what the moon side or shadow side of the emperor represents is that we become too fixated, we become too stuck. We are no longer malleable for expansion and growth. And so this is one of the reasons why it is important that everything that we have in our home is fueling us from the expression of our expansion, also known as the Empress, the creativity, so that I'm constantly growing, so I'm constantly expanding. And so there's a balance between the materialism that fuels us versus the materialism that holds me down into yesterday or holds me down into the possibilities of tomorrow. And so in essence, this is also a magical process. And what I mean by a magical process is that by giving life to what fuels you today and giving death to what no longer serves you in the material world, you are strengthening and empowering your magic. Just like, eating a steak and cutting out the fat so that you only get the good ingredients, the good yummy stuff in your mouth. Or any type of food, for those of you that don't eat red meat. but in essence, this is how we want to look at our materialistic things. We want to see them as an energetic relationship. And because in truth, when we believe in the oneness, when we believe that everything is the I am, when we believe that everything is the one, the Alpha and the Omega, thus is also your furniture. And because your furniture is alive with the same essence that you are, that I am, it also then has a relationship with me. When it comes to storage, as in a storage unit, if the materialism worth keeping is that which serves me now, then is keeping a storage unit ever in divine order? Is it only in divine order if the person is using the things in the storage unit currently? Yes, when it comes to the law and divine order, personally, I do not have a storage unit. I never have, and I don't ever anticipating having a storage unit. On an energetic level, the home that I live in is to contain, in divine order, everything that serves me. And any excess that does not fit in my home is now something that really no longer serves me, in essence. Now, of course, if you are active with your divine order, I should say active with your storage unit, meaning that you go to it once a week, at least once a month, and it has things in there that actually serve you for today. Maybe, it's work related, projects, those type of things that do actually serve you and fuel you. Yes, then a storage unit is in divine order. But if it is something that you're holding on to because of yesterday or for tomorrow, I would invite you to transmute that energy into financial energy, i.e. money, or give the items away, which is also galvanizing your life force energy, and let go. And again, always, this must resonate with you. We are just giving this as information on your plate. But these are the principles of success in accordance with esoteric spirituality. That divine order must exist in order to reach your highest potential. Does this also apply to relationships with people, or is that another lesson? Great question, Michael. Yes, when we get into the emotional body, we will be talking about humans and our relationships with them, and putting divine order in our relationships. So yes, Michael, you are very insightful. But yes, divine order is also important with everyone in our life. But for today, we are focusing on the home, because the home is the first energetic fuel and relationship when it comes to the material world. Do you think spirit can send us physical items such as feathers, screws, dimes? In my situation, is important to hang on to those. Because we are in relationship to everything, and although for today's transmission, we're focusing on the mineral kingdom, which is Earth, we also have the plant kingdom and the animal kingdom. In the plant kingdom and animal kingdom, there exist other energetic forces that can and will support our magic, i.e. support the things that we want to create. And when these things come to us, it is also a powerful tool and a powerful relationship. So again, anything that is fueling you, whether it be a crystal or a feather or any of these items, then
recording in progress.
Then that is a good thing for the evolution of your spiritual expansion. So again, when anything that you have that is fueling you for today, hold on to it, but put it in divine order. Maybe divine order means creating an altar for these sacred items that have come to you in the journey of your life. But divine order is the essence, and coming into relationship with everything that you have, feeling if it gives you fuel. And if it does, then the answer is yes, keep it. But it may be also an invitation to put it in a sacred space if you have not already, such as formulating an altar. I actually have an altar in every single room of my home. And every altar has its different purpose. So my office has an altar towards the material world, towards financial success. And professional success. And then my altar in my bedroom is all about spiritual and connection, so that my dreams are supported with the spiritual tools and symbols that I see as connectivity and that enhance my connectivity for myself. And then my living room altar also has a different energetic feel to it. So, all of these things, correspond to the different aspects of my home, and thus the different intentions of my home. There's even an altar when you enter my home. And that altar also has an energetic feel. And it's actually grounded in water. So that anyone that comes into my home, there is the element of water, of connection, of love, of creativity, because that's the intention that I have for everyone that I invite into my home. Any other questions? All right. Well, I know we went really long last week, and when I meditated on that, it felt like, because we're going to be doing these, every 2 weeks, probably for the rest of my life, to make things simpler and shorter, so you guys can kind of plug in and then plug out, for your day. And again, all these transmissions will be up on YouTube under Joshua, Dr. Joshua 33. And thank you so much for you all attending, and I'll see you all soon. Much love.